Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Generation Toy Bulldozer, or their version of Bonecrusher. So this is the sleeve on the box. The box is the same thing, so I figure we'll just do the sleeve. So you get a nice product shot, or not product shot, color image of what's in the box. And then you got the just Generation Toy. The sketchwork of their not Devastator. What is he, Gravity Builder in this? Yeah. And that's pretty much it for the box. And there he is. And by far, this is the best mode I've played with. I haven't done combined mode yet. I'm saving that for the comparison video, and then we'll show off how to transform it into combined mode during the once we have all of them. But this is one of those figures that makes me question whether or not I want to continue with the set. It legitimately makes me want to sell this one off and move on. So yeah, I'm not a fan. So he does come with a replacement head, which is cool. I guess, if you're down with that. And yeah, here he is. So he does have this, the arm piece that you can click on. I will say it works better than the scavenger one. So you can just take this off and, you know, keep the legs in there. And it still makes a convincing bulldozer. And of course, you know, this just opens up and there's the hand. And it's got the elbow. All that good jazz. Yeah. And then, so yeah, here's the bulldozer. So it does roll. As far as articulation goes, you can kind of move the shovel more down than up, but you risk things popping out of place and coming undone. It's not a very cohesive unit. Oh, there we go. That kind of moved up. Yeah, see, everything just kind of falls apart. Yeah. I think I've been watching too many Skullface videos because I said unit. Just realized that. But yeah, it doesn't work as well because, like, it would work better if it was just these pistons here on the shovel rather than trying to attach these pieces here, because you're trying to line too many things up at once. So this needs to go here. This is supposed to be down here, and it just. These should be straight. It doesn't flow very well. It's extremely messy. So like I said, if it was just this piece, these hinges here, with these really weak pistons, these things suck, by the way. They barely hold in there. I've had them pop out so many times, and oh, this is going to be a drinking game. Take a shot every time a piece falls off this thing. We'll see. We'll see if you get drunk by the end of this video, because things just fall apart on this thing all the time, or at least it did the first few times I transformed it. So it's like you can maneuver it around, but these pieces really keep it hindered, and it doesn't like I said, it doesn't flow very well. So that's really it. It's got the little wheels underneath. That's it. Like I said, I mean, it looks fine like this. It looks better with this on there. It just looks fuller. I have no issues with it on this one. The scavenger one, it's like that was the only way to make it look good in their official transformation. Then when you get into the arm transformation, it actually looks better. as a truck. So let's go ahead and transform it. So we want to pull this piece here up like this. Let's see here, pull the legs out. Just kind of loosen things up here. You want to split the shovel apart. And this will, it kind of clips in down here, but not completely solid. So you want to pull this out, and then this one you want to fold down because they're actually plugs that plug into this, so you can't just pull it apart. So just be mindful of that. And then you want to pull the arms out like this. Hey, maybe nothing's going to fall off this time. Alright, let's see here. Want to rotate the legs down, like so. Pull the gun out. That doesn't count, unless you want to drink. This will go back. Then you rotate the chest assembly around like this. And then this piece here will come back. Pull the legs down like this. And then the transformation on the legs is pretty much the same as the scavengers, so you want to fold these around. Pull this piece here out. And then this little piece here will come up and tabs into place. Like so. Rotate the foot down. Down. This comes up. Up. And then this piece here comes down. And then you can just kind of angle these however you want to. I just try to get them out of the way. They're just in the way is what they are. Make sure those are tabbed in. Alright. These arms, there's a plug here that goes into that hole there. Tabs in. Extend the arms. Flip this panel open and flip out the hand. Okay. This piece here needs to rotate all the way back. Rotate this here onto the back here. And you want to let the dog in. Hold on. Screwdriver. Somewhere, maybe. I'm not prepared. There you go. So fold the hand out like that. You tab that in. Same thing over here. See, this doesn't tab in very well. So you got the ab crunch going, but it doesn't really stay straight, which is very annoying for me. I'd rather it not have it than have it and it not work right. This tab in here. This just pretty much sits like that. Gives them like a kind of like a little hood deal going on. Rotate the arm around, extend it out, flip this panel open, flip out the hand, close this up. Doesn't really lock into place. Rotate this to the back. Alright, now, everything up to this point is, you know, it's got a few fiddly parts and, you know, irritations for me, like this not locking in. This joint is smoother and easier to rotate than the actual waist joint. So this ends up doing this action like the Classics Prime, the original Classics Prime, or the Deluxe Classics Primes did. This one, that's the feeling I get with this. All right. There's a shot. All right, which side did that come off of? This side. So there's just two little tab holes here, and they just plug in right there. Do not hold on very well at all. I mean, even remotely. It's like they forgot to glue it in or something. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to end up doing with this thing, is gluing those pieces together. And see, it's like the shoulders are tight to the point where when you're trying to move the shoulder, you're more likely to move the whole waist assembly up. So it's like, that bothers me. Then there comes this whole arm assembly. The fact that this sits on the back and doesn't really lock in, that bothers me. I don't like it. But this is just ridiculous. I mean, so you fold this to the back. You kind of want to fold it like this. This panel here will fold up, and you can fold this up like that, and there you go. However you want to do it, that's most unobtrusive. It turns into shoulder armor, which it has never done on Bonecrusher before. I do not like it. I'm not sure if that's how they do it in IDW, but that's how they definitely do it here. And this thing is on such a small little piston thing. It just makes it so floppy. Nothing tabs it into place. Nothing tabs it into place. There's nothing holding it except for this tiny little pen joint here, little pen slider joint thing. I wish it was pinned in because it would be a little bit tighter. So we want to do the same thing over here. So just rotate this around. This will fold up. Fold this up here. Just going to keep everything out of the way. And now you got two flimsy shoulder joints. I mean, two. Or no, that's three. Things shouldn't fall off if I'm doing this. Okay, these are supposed to be permanent pieces. It's not like an accessory that you just plugged into the hand. But it should not fall off with just such a small... See, okay, watch. I'm going to put this panel all the way up like it's supposed to. And that's going to pull this thing almost all the way out of joint. It should... it should sit flush like that. And then when I pull this joint, this is part of the transformation, you can see it just pushing that out of the way. So again, pushing it out of the way by putting it into place, and it won't go back in. That's official transformation. That's what you're supposed to be doing. It's the same thing on the other side. So it's like, it just... I hate that. The figure itself is pretty decent, but this shoulder assembly is absolute garbage. I'm going to go through the instructions. Maybe I did something wrong. There's the final product. So I did do something wrong. It looks like this piece goes around here. That, like that. There we go. Oh, this is supposed to come up. 5. Okay, so it's supposed to sit more like that. So you got this piece up here like that. Same thing over here. All right. So does that help with its floppiness? Nope. I don't like it, sir. But yeah, there you go. That's exactly how it is in the picture. Did I maybe miss something? I'm going. No, doesn't look like it. Aside from the fact that you can, because you know, if you like your Bonecrusher to have the big hood look and the giant floppy shoulder pads, if that's not enough for you, you can flip this out. And you can give them wings. I mean, what the hell is this? 6. I guess you can give them like a super backpack. Okay, so I don't know. I just, if they're gonna do this kind of thing, they could have done this better. They could have found a way to, first off, I mean, glue these pieces in place. I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one that has that happen. But they really could have, I don't know, found a better way to attach it to that. I wish there was a locker joint that would lock these into place so it doesn't rotate so easily here. Because, again, you know, it's more likely to swivel up top than it is the waist. Also, when you're moving the shoulders, they're tighter than the ab crunch. So you've got this ab crunch that's just kind of stupid. Stupid and floppy. He just feels like he's a complete floppy mess, and I do not like it. So here's his gun. You can flip the handle out here. Flip this out. Like so. Now we're going back into the really small handles. And you can plug it into his hand. It doesn't plug in very far. He holds it fine. But as you can see, it's not in there very far. So it's kind of going back into the first few figures where it just wasn't. Like, they could have made that hand a little bit longer and I would have felt a little bit better on it. Posability wise, his head is on a ball joint. So you get the left, right, up, down. It's kind of hard to get to because of this piece on the back here. Arms swivel in and out. As I showed you, the shoulders do rotate. Nice squeak going on there. That one doesn't have it, but again, ab crunch. There is a bicep swivel. You can see just everything just kind of getting in the way. Double bend elbows. Hands rotate, and then the fingers do open and close. There's the ab crunch, upper torso swivel. waist swivel that's on a ratchet. This would be perfect. You know, if nothing else moved in the torso, this would be perfect. That's all I would need. Legs are on ball joints, so you get the outward to there. These don't like to stay together very well. What is that, 7? And yes, I know I could just leave it off if I wanted to, but I'm not going to, because this is more fun this way. Alright, bicep swivel, or thigh swivel, bends at the knee. It does have that cool joint where it's like the knee's continuing. I like that on their scavenger figure. I like it on this. I think it's cool. It's awesome. Foot swivels. Then you got kind of a rocker, kind of like a fake rocker. You can make it work however you want to, just because of the way it's designed. You can pull it off. And yeah, so there you go. Now I did leave my MP10 at my brother's house, so I don't have him for size comparisons at the moment. So instead, we'll just do the usual. Here he is next to an MP car. So he's a little bit bigger than an MP car. So depending on what your scale preference is with the Constructicons, I think that kind of works. Here he is with Classics Seeker. I think that's too big. Classics Prime. Little too big. If you have a Rhine, it'll probably work better. Swerve. And because he's sitting here he is next to the comic book version of Hegemon. And that's actually not that bad. I don't mind that, because Hegemon is still taller than him. I actually kind of like that. Too bad the figure sucks. At this point, there's nothing that would really get me to display this guy in bot mode. So his only saving grace can be how the combined mode turns out. So let's, of course, let's get the rest of his team out. There is Scrapper. Scavenger. And Mixmaster. So 4 in, 2 left. And Toy World, I'm at 3 in with 3 left. I know Mixmaster's out. I had the opportunity to either get him or Mixmaster. I went with him because people kept asking me when I'm going to do the review for the Bonecrusher and the war for Bonecrusher. So I'm going to do it now. Don't really want to, but I will. I don't want to because I don't like the figure. As soon as I saw the product shots, like I said, I knew I wasn't going to like this thing. It's like, you could take some liberties. I'm fine with liberties. Like, being able to fold this piece back onto his back. I think that's awesome. I really like that. That just works really well for me. Things like that I'm okay with. The feet are a little loose on this guy still. Lean him against the wall. And I like him. I like Scavenger. Now he's in bot mode. I think he looks pretty good. Bonecrusher, though, for me, Bonecrusher's he's an eyesore. As far as I'm concerned, he's just a complete eyesore. I can't sit here and recommend him. that's, again, that's just me. You know, your opinions might vary. Oh, this piece here you can fold out like scavengers and move it out of the way, but you've got this piece here in the way, so you kind of have to you kind of have to work with what you get, and what you get here is things in the way, and it's just not the best of designs. I don't think. I don't like it. Like I said, I'm not sure if he's like this in IDW, but as far as I'm concerned, this if it wasn't for me doing the reviews and wanting to do the war, this would be it for me. I'd be putting these guys up on eBay. I would be done. I wouldn't even want to care to see how the final product ends up, because this right here, because I would like to be able to display them in bot and combine mode if I wanted to. I want to take them apart and do other things with them. This does not make me want to ever bring it back into bot mode. So yeah. For a rating, I'm going to give it let's see, how many times do those pieces fall off? 7? 7 shots? Alright, so I'll give it a 3 out of 10. Strictly because of the pieces that kept falling off. But yeah, this whole thing is absolute terrible. They could have done a better job with it. I know they could have done a better job with it. All they would have had to do is maybe, you know, see, because of the pistons, okay, because of the way the pistons work, you could have a fully functioning arm if this was still in one place. So add a peg right here and a hole right here. That way, you know, you don't have a big peg in robot or vehicle mode. You peg this in, and you want a round peg. You don't want a square peg. That way, you know, when you're moving this thing has that little bit of tilt to it, okay? And then you can still bend the elbow because the piston's still working. See that? The piston will still work, which will allow you to have elbow bend. And that actually looks pretty cool. I would like that. You know, add an extra tab right in here so that this can tab in. And then, as far as this goes, you know, just a little slider lock to lock these into place, and another slider lock here to lock this into place, and we're business. You know, it's like, if you're gonna take some liberties, make those liberties work. Don't just throw the kibble up on the shoulders like that. You know, think it through. That's all I'm saying. Think it through. You know, I just... You know, he's got his construction arm in a really odd place for all other scavengers, but it works because they thought it through. It looks good on him like that. It doesn't get in the way, and it's not like a third leg. You know, they thought it through there. You know, this piece here, it folds up over the top, like it always has in the cartoons. You know, this sits up here, or you can rotate around and have it sit the other way. You know, and this piece will fold down or whatever. You know, just like Mixmaster's supposed to. But then they also engineered it so that they could go onto the back like that. You know, get out of the way a little bit more, which, even though it's not G1, I like it. Because they thought it through. They didn't think this through. Alright, I'm done.